Welcome to I'm kind of sick, hot cup of Clark. So I haven't made one of these in a while because I've just been lazy. I think is a thing. I don't know. It's hard to make these. So I think what it is when I'm like really busy and having fun, I don't have time to make these. Which doesn't mean I'm not having fun when I'm making these, or like all of a sudden like wow he made a bunch of hot cup of Clark videos. He must be going through some things right now. Oh, speaking of going through things, my face is so much more fuzzy. And recently, I got a free beanie from a tailgate on campus, and now when I wear the beanie and have like all this No Shave November scruff, I look like I'm going through a rough time. Just like, oh yeah, Ryan, he's something. He's going through some stuff right now, but I'm not. It's just No Shave November. You know, out here supporting the homies, men's health. So if you're a man, check yourself before you wreck yourself. And that's like, I don't know, you can do the Google search for it and see everything about it. But I'm also a little under the weather right now, so I have a cough drop in my mouth. So if you hear it at random like crunching and stuff, that's just that. Or I might do like a gross cough and just like cough out my lung or whatever. But I guess this is just one to kind of be like, what up, world? We're still out here kicking it. So we survived Halloween. We're on our way to Thanksgiving. So look out, vegan Thanksgiving. Shout out to Nicole over in San Antonio. But I guess mostly it's just been school that's been keeping me busy. I know I've talked about the robotic hand in a previous videos, so I figure let's just show off the robotic hand. That's what I've been working on, kind of. I guess would be what I've been working on. I've actually lost a couple parts for it. They're somewhere in here, I think, or they accidentally fell in the garbage. So I need to do some cleaning in the next 24, 48 hours to hopefully find these parts, or put a really sneaky order in so my professor doesn't ever realize, like, yeah, I lost some parts. That's why my project's not really finished for finals. But anyway, robotic hand. So it's two different parts. I have a wearable glove that is going to be full of sensors. I haven't soldered it and tied it and sewed it together, but I have the parts. They're just laying around. But for the cool like visible put together thing, I have the robotic hand here. Wow, look at it. Right now it's only kind of rigged up with 3 servo motors over here, and it just basically pulls these strings that are gonna, make the fingers do stuff. So right now my thumb and my pinky finger don't have servos hooked up to it, so it's only these 3 dudes who are, oh no. So the pin's holding all the fingers together also. It's kind of thrown together, and that's why it's also on a chunk of cardboard, but it's super cool, and I love it. So the 2 missing sensors I have for my fingers, that'll just be the thumb and the pinky, because I haven't wired those up yet to work. But basically how it works is, so this whole thing's printed off a 3D printer, all that red on here. I found a model on the internets, and I was just like, I don't know much about 3D printing or mechanical engineering, so I won't modify it at all, and I'll just play with it till it meets my needs. So how it's supposed to work is, this has a little wrist thing on it, and when you have the strings taut on it, when you push it forward, the fingers go together like that. So I'm like, we can do better than that. So I put servo motors on there instead of just having it depend on the wires getting, tight. The pinky is what's giving me issues right now. I'm going to find a way to make it not give me issues soon. So you have this little dude here like a guitar, and when you tighten them up, the fingers will curl. So I'll just undo one of these bad boys over here and tighten it up, and watch a little finger action here. Yeah, well, there we go. That's a W for winning. And then when I loosen it a little bit, it goes back. So this was going to help me eventually in the long run, because these servos and it's going to get out of tune pretty quickly, pretty easily. So that's just letting me keep it in check. But anyway, this is a robotic hand, what it looks like. Let's give it a little rotation action here. Ooh. That 180 degree. I had a little breadboard on here that was doing a couple things for my tilt sensor. I had some LEDs on it, lighting up, showing the direction of the tilt of the glove, but I took it off because I'm working on other stuff right now, and that's actually just nailed onto there because it's a lot easier to work with than wood, cardboard, so I was just like, I'll nail this breadboard on there, and we'll see what happens. So that's the hand part of it, or I guess they're both hand parts of it. Anyway, here's the other half of that project, is my glove sensor. Here's a glove. It's eventually going to be covered with sensors. Actually, I went to the lab a couple days ago. My professor trusted me enough to give me keys to his expensive robotics lab to work in, so I'm like, cool, I don't have to, work back here anymore, even though I do. So I threw this little bad boy together, which really, I didn't really throw it together. Most of these things actually just come off. Most of the soldering was just soldering my accelerometer on there, some pin headers, and then these wires routing it to my little Arduino over here. So, does it not have a good depth perception on it? No, it's just like me, it's blind. But anyway, so what this is going to do, I'm eventually going to just sew this onto the surface of the glove. I don't really know the orientation for it yet, because what I have to be able to do is like tilt my, here, I'll put it on my hand. Now, I thought these were the like coolest looking gloves when I was at Walmart for like a cheap price. I'm like, let's get these ones. So it's eventually going to be mounted on here like this. And one of the actions is the tilt sensor, which is my accelerometer right here. So it's going to be able to detect this kind of movement in the glove. And it can also detect that, but I'm not really going to be using that. A lot smarter choice would have been like a gyroscope, which is uses for roll, tilt, and pitch, and I didn't. I just went with like accelerometer. You can see this and this really easily, so went with that. Probably the most important thing to see the fingers curling and stuff is going to be from this flex sensor. So I'm missing 2 of these, so no pinky and thumb. But for the rest of them, I kind of have these stitching on here. It's bad, so I'm going to need to replace it with something better, because I use just like the same wire that I'm using on the hand, like as our tendons, is like 50-pound or 100-pound fishing line, and I'm like, I just need something strong and durable that can not cut itself and break. So I was like, might as well use the stitch on these flex sensors. Anyway, that was a poor decision, and I just have normal string now. But I'm going to mount these on here, so it's going to detect that. So how this works is, this little surface coating on here is resistive, but when it changes shape like this, the resistivity of it changes. So I'm using it like a potentiometer or a variable resistor on a voltage divider circuit. Electrical engineering, boring stuff. Anyway, the little Arduino on here is going to get that input on the analog inputs, math it up, and then send that data to those servo motors on the hand that'll make those actions. For this tilt sensor, everyone likes lights. It's just a thing. People like things moving and controlling stuff in lights. So I'll throw a couple lights on the hand over there to show the actual tilt. Originally my plan was like, I can throw another motor on there. And I realized how complicated that would be. So I'm not going to do that. There's a lot of things I actually need to do to make it fancy. Part of my project, I'm like, the thing's ugly. I need to find a way to make it less ugly. But anyway, yeah, right here's also a Bluetooth module. My real end goal is I'm gonna make this work over Bluetooth or communicate wirelessly. That has proven to be an incredibly difficult task, and I'm not trying to work too hard on this. If you're my professor, I'm actually working pretty hard on this, but I'm alone and I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, Dr. Gale, if you ever watch this, here's your shout out. You're awesome. Anyway, yeah, eventually it's all going to be wired together, so we'll have our little kind of hub here. All our flex sensors will feed into this, so I'll solder those down in there as well. And we'll have a kind of badass hand sensor glove thing. So that's what's been keeping me busy in project lab and class, and then all my other semiconductor circuit analog VSLI design process, MM stuff. That's all happening too, but this is the cool stuff I can show off. Well, I guess when I 3D print my MEMS project, I can probably show that one off as well. But school's keeping me busy, keeping hair on my face. I actually really don't like my beard. I love my mustache, but still, like, it's gotten out of hand. It's almost, I can curl it almost again, and I'm like, as we're going back to that decade, that like 4 months ago look. But yeah, I guess it's like a Monopoly man almost, just like, yeah, I'm mischievous. I'm gonna be up to no good right now. I don't like it. I like the more cop stash Ron Swanson look, so I'm probably gonna give up on No Shave November in the next couple days for Thanksgiving. I'm just gonna be like, goodbye, scraggly cheek hair and massive neck beard. That's my problem. I really don't like the fact my hair mostly only grows on my neck underneath my chin. I wish I could just like push it up and like have filled in cheeks and everything, but so that's about all I have. Other than that, so like I'm really excited about like in the future when I'm living in Austin, my own apartment, having my own kitchen. I've been watching so many cooking tutorials. It's ridiculous, but that's my current fascination, like that, and like sci-fi, weird, mind-trippy movies. I could talk about those. My cider turned out pretty baller. So, well, 3 of the 4 turned out pretty baller. We never really got much like video of it other than like getting really hyped, and then like I think we did like tasting some of the like ciders at a midway point. Like, are these poison? Probably not. But for the one cider that we didn't think was going to be super poison, we dumped a ton of sugar in it, and it turned out to be delicious. I'm not sure if it's the cider itself. It might be like close to the apple wine, but we never did any of the like gravity testing on it, so we don't know the alcohol content on it. So it's a mystery. But I like the taste of it. I actually compare it to like some store-bought cider. I like it better than some store-bought ciders, because I guess like I know how much sugar added to it. Actually, that's a lie. I don't know how much sugar added to it. I just know it was a lot of sugar. Basically, I got my hot water and just like, yeah, let's just keep on dumping more sugar in here till it looks like that's a lot of sugar. And then I dumped that in the cider, kind of watering it down a little bit. I tried boiling off a lot of the water to super concentrate it. It made it also kind of bubbly, so there's a very small like yeast reaction going on in the fridge, if any. I wonder. There might be like a very, very, very small amount, but enough to make it like psst, whenever you open it up. So that's pretty cool. And other than that, what have I been doing? Avoiding social interaction. That's a lie. Interesting thing I've been doing, keeping track of all my hours of my life and how I spend those. And I've been doing it for about a week and a half now. But it's really interesting kind of like looking back and like, I have not been productive at all. So out of like 24 hours in a day, on average I probably spend an hour being productive, and then like 4 hours just talking to people, being social and stuff. So it's also sad to see how much I sleep. I don't know, recently I've been napping a lot more and just going to sleep at like 3 or 4 in the morning, which take it as you will. But that's about all I have for you guys, so, stay classy, internet. Bye.